Chief, what could infuriate somebody so much that they thought it would be a good idea to take out a gun to sell things?
Well, we know from witness accounts that there was some kind of an argument going on, the nature of which we're still investigating.
So at this point, you don't know what triggered that argument?
We're talking to witnesses and people in the area, and we'll figure it out in a little while.
Did these two people, the defendant and the victim, know each other?
Yes. For
a long period of time?
Don't know.
Can we get a timeline of what we know?
Well, we know that around 8:18, County 911 received a call of a person of a fight and a person wounded getting into a taxi cab. We know shortly thereafter the victim did get into a taxi cab that happened to be across the street, and he got transported up to the hospital where he succumbed to a bullet wound. Another part of this story is just by sheer coincidence, a trooper named Troy Antel was coming down Green Street, turning onto Fairview, heading north, happened to see our defendant running north on Fairview. At the same time, a Columbia County Sheriff's deputy named T.J. Moranti was coming south. This is just on normal patrol, and witnessed the subject running towards him and ultimately getting in the BMW that we were looking for. So some good things came together to have some police officers identify the defendant at the time of this incident.
So there were two police officers who just serendipitously stumbled upon a crime scene.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't know that a shooting had taken place. They just happened to be on patrol in the area, so that worked out for us.
Did the deceased say anything, make any statements to the cab driver?
That is under investigation now. We have the cab. We're searching the cab. We're conducting interviews, so that'll come later.
Were there any admissions made once the deceased arrived at the emergency room?
And that's under investigation too.
Has the gun been recovered?
No.
What were the circumstances of Mr. Merced's arrest?
So shortly after we got this information at 8:18 last night, we gathered a police squad here. Unfortunately, we're used to assembling different agencies. Columbia County Sheriff's, primarily the state police, their forensic unit, their BCI unit, major crimes. We all get together here at the police station and start to work out the various leads. The leads took us down to Kingston, New York, to the vicinity of the Motel 19, which is off exit 19 of the thruway, the town of Ulster, just outside the city of Kingston. That's where the troopers and a group of our officers apprehended Mr. Morshed.
Was he alone?
Was there any resistance?
There was no resistance.
Was he alone?
I don't know. He was with another person. Yes, he was.
Was the other person implicated in the crime?
It's under investigation.
Chief, earlier today you guys are looking for something next to the house. Can you say exactly what you're looking for?
Well, clearly we have a large crime scene, a fight that occurred in the vicinity of 20 Fairview. It was incumbent upon us to check the residence and all the grounds around there. We know that the victim ran across Fairview, extending the crime scene all the way over to the Stewart's parking lot. So we have a lot to do, always looking for evidence. That's exactly what we were doing this morning and we'll continue to do this afternoon.
Were the victim and the defendant the only ones involved in the fight?
So far, that's the indication.